Welcome to the tutorial class of module 2. It is in continuation with the previous question, that is electroplating of chromium. Today I am going to explain about what is electroless plating and discuss electroless plating of nickel. I also mention the application where we are using this nickel plating technique. Students, chromium plating was done by the process of electrolysis using the electric current. But here, electroless plating means, as the name says, there is no use of current. Then how the reaction is going to take place means, it's because of a suitable reducing agent. The driving force for this electroless plating is a suitable reducing agent, whereas electroplating, it is the power source is needed. And in case of electroplating, we need two electrodes. That means object to be plated is taken as an cathode and another anode is needed. But here in electroless plating, anodic and cathodic reaction both will happen on the single object. That means a single object will behave as an anodic side as well as the cathodic side. This is the difference between the electroplating and electroless plating. So now the question is, what is electroless plating? Discuss electroless plating of nickel and mention its application. How much is the answer that we will see. Electroless plating is a method of depositing a metal or alloy over a substrate. That means it can be a conducting substrate or a non-conducting substrate by controlled chemical reduction of the metal ions by a suitable reducing agent without using electrical energy. So that means we are not going to use the electric source. No current is used. Instead of that, we will be using a suitable reducing agent. So the driving force is a chemical reduction of the metal ions by a suitable reducing agent. And also there is no electrical energy is needed for this reaction. So by using this technique also, you can have a deposit of a metal or an alloy over a substrate. So there are different electroless platings, like electroless plating of gold, electroless plating of nickel, electroless plating of copper. Widely it is used in engineering applications. So today we will be discussing about the nickel plating. Let us see. What is the requirement for the nickel plating? Generally, this nickel plating is used as a undercoating for any other metal coating. The meaning is, before we go for the gold plating, the silver object should be plated with the nickel. Above that, if you do the gold plating, it becomes durable and long lasting. Otherwise, what happens is the gold atoms diffuses into the silver matrix and the coating will not be remain for a longer time. So to avoid such problem, a nickel coating being used, because it is a very hard coating, it will not permit the diffusion of gold atoms into the matrix of the silver. And similarly, if you want to do another coating, say chromium. So before going for the chromium also, on the substrate, if you do this nickel coating, then it gives a very hard nature, and that is why the material becomes long lasting and durable. And sometimes to resist the corrosion of some of the objects also, we go for this technique. So the main objective of nickel coating is to impart corrosion resistance property and also to impart hardness to the surface. So before going for this process, the object to be pre-treated. As we have discussed in the earlier class, that is in a chromium plating, what is pre-treatment means, if there is any grease is present on the substrate, that should be removed by using a suitable solvent followed by alkali cleaning. Alkali cleaning in the sense treatment with sodium hydroxide, that will enable to remove all the organic impurities present on the surface. Then wash with the water, move on to the next technique called as a pickling process. The pickling meaning it is removal of scale or rust present on the substrate. Once it is done, object is washed with water and dried. Then the object is ready for the plating. So these are the pictures of the plating bath, and the chemicals needed in this plating bath are listed in the chart. Like this only you should write your answer. First you write the objective, then process, reactions and application. If you write this much, you will be getting 5 marks, students. So in this bath, the plating bath, the metal source taken is nickel chloride. For every 1 kg of water or 1 liter of water, 20 grams of nickel chloride is taken. And for every 1 liter of water, 20 grams of a suitable reducing agent. Here we are using the sodium hypophosphite. This is the driving force. It will release the electrons for us. And third one is a complexing agent and excitant. That is, the chemical name is sodium succinate. What does that mean? That means in this plating solution, all the nickel ions should not be free nature. See, the number of metal ions present in the solution is less, means the process will take place gradually and you will get a thin and uniform deposit all over the object. Otherwise, what happens? The movement of the metal ions towards the substrate will rush, and that will result in a bad deposit or a black deposit. So to avoid such problem, a few of the metal ions should be binded with a complexing agent. As and when required, it will release gradually. So to bind the free metal ions, we use a complexing agent. The quantity required is 15 gram per gm cube. And here the bath temperature is very important. The pH of the bath is maintained at 4.5 because during the course of a reaction there will be a release of the H plus ions. If more concentration of H plus ions is getting increased in the bath solution, what happens? This hydrogen, electrons and hydrogen combines to form the hydrogen gas. That gas can be trapped in the atoms of the nickel, that will lead to the hydrogen embrittlement. That means the coating may not be uniform, instead it is cracks. To avoid such type of problem, it's compulsory to carry out the reaction at this particular pH 4.5 itself. To maintain this 4.5 pH, we will be using sodium succinate. That means it is going to act as a buffer. And to bring about the reaction, the temperature required is 93 degree. So these are the necessary conditions to carry out the nickel plating. So after checking the conditions of the bath, bath is ready to go for the plating. Whichever object it is pre-treated, that can be immersed into these baths. So after some time, when you take out, you can see a very good nickel deposit over the substrate. How exactly it is happening? For that we should understand the anode reaction and a cathode reaction. Anode, the role is release the electrons. As I mentioned, anodic and cathodic both will happen on a single substrate. See, this is the sodium hypophosphite. The phosphate ions get oxidized to release these electrons. So H2PO2 minus converted to H2PO3 minus and releases the two electrons. These electrons will be picked up by the metal ion. This is from the source Ni2 plus 2Cl minus. So these Ni2 plus combines with the electrons and get converted to the atomic nickel. That's how the nickel deposit happens, and you can see how beautiful it looks. So these are all the nickel coated objects. Nickel coated, it is hard in nature, corrosion resistant and appearance also good. Even nuts, bolts, initially it will be coated with the nickel, over that chrome plating will be done. That's why we call nickel coating as a undercoating. So applications, where are we using this? It is used to obtain a wear resistant surface. Nickel coating on aluminium, it improves the solderability of aluminium metal. So nickel coating on polymer is used to obtain a decorative knobs in hi-fi equipment. This is in our electronic industry. tops on the bottles, etc. So these are some of the applications of the nickel coating. This much is your answer, students. If you write this much, it is easy to fetch 5 marks. So you can see the pictures where and all we are using it. This is how it looks. Thank you, students.